Hi everyone, my name is Jake, and today I'll be showcasing the Roman de la Rose Digital Library. As part of Johns Hopkins University Sheridan Library's Digital Library of Medieval Manuscripts, the Rose Library celebrates over 20 years of advancements in digital humanities by gathering volumes from libraries around the world to compare related manuscripts side by side in a digital environment. As explained on the website's main page, the primary goal of the Rose Library is to create an online library of all manuscripts containing the 13th century poem Roman de la Rose. Originally, this library was conceived as a means of providing educators with affordable access to manuscripts for teaching purposes. Although this library welcomes the wider public, it has primarily been developed to serve as a resource for scholars in a variety of disciplines. Object metadata suggests that medievalists and art historians will find this resource particularly useful. Similarly, metadata detailing the current location of physical manuscripts may be useful to other curators seeking to develop their own collections. In addition, educators may find the DLMM's teaching case studies, located at the top of the web page, especially helpful for incorporating items from the library into their own lesson plans. Nevertheless, this library remains approachable for the general public with its inclusion of a Rose summary section, which outlines the history and contents of the poems, as well as provides a selection of manuscripts. Project history and information can be located at the bottom of the web page, and it is here that it is revealed that the Roman de la Rose Library is actually the joint project of two institutions, the Sheridan Libraries and the Bibliothèque Nationale de France. This partnership began in 2007 when these institutions decided to digitize all the Rose manuscripts currently being held in Paris and in municipal and university libraries across France. This effort was funded by the Andrew W. Mellon Foundation and resulted in the digitization and description of over 100 manuscripts. Prior to this partnership, the Rose Library was conceived by Johns Hopkins University and funded by Ameritech Library Services, the Getty Grant Program, the Samuel H. Kress Foundation, and the Gladys Kriebel Delmas Foundation. In addition to retaining these donors, the library maintains an ever-broadening network of partnerships with institutions and private collectors, which can be found on the partners page. These institutions include the Walters Art Museum, the Bodleian Library, the Morgan Library and Museum, and the J. Paul Getty Museum, to name only a few. According to the credits section of the library, the current phase of the library's development is being overseen by only a handful of staff, including 3 project directors, a single project manager, and a small team of 3 programmers and developers. Previously, during its most active phase of development, a number of advisors, research assistants, and transcribers belonging to various institutions were enlisted to build the library's collection. However, these individuals no longer appear to be involved with the library's operations. As one might expect, the Roman de la Rose Digital Library contains captured images of various medieval manuscripts containing the titular poem. As the library explains, many of these manuscripts contain detailed illustrations, some with large cycles of miniatures and lavishly painted with gold and colored pigments. Scholars estimate that at least 320 manuscripts and manuscript fragments still survive. In total, the Rose Library contains digital surrogates for over 130 of these, a number which is intended to grow as means allow. The images taken from each manuscript are gathered into collections that can be browsed and searched using the manuscript viewer. In addition, the library contains a variety of resources useful for conducting advanced searches and metadata research. These include a glossary of character names, with modern as well as Middle French and modern English, and indexes on the number of extant manuscripts and their locations, narrative sections of the poem including line numbers, and illustration titles including relative position and frequency in manuscripts. All of this information can be viewed on-site or as a spreadsheet in Google Documents. Within the manuscript viewer, manuscripts are organized alphabetically. These individual manuscripts serve as the basic units of the collection and contain descriptions, annotations, and most importantly, several hundreds of scans each. Although the primary identifier of each manuscript is its label, object metadata includes a variety of information useful for reference, including common name, shelf mark, and original title. Object metadata also includes a description as well as useful information regarding each item's date of creation, including year start and year end, location of origin, housing repository, and current location, as well as relevant copyrights. In addition, object metadata contains a list of elements useful specifically to manuscript researchers and art historians, including number of pages, number of illustrations, material, width, height, dimensions, dimension units, and object type. Several of these elements, such as title, description, type, and date, directly align with the standards set by metadata authorities like the Dublin Core. As a result, Rose Library metadata records are fairly interoperable with most metadata standards. Within the DLM viewer, users can conduct both basic and advanced searches. Search results can be sorted by relevance or page order. Using an advanced search, users can apply multiple search terms using controlled vocabularies for description, title, people, place, repository, and transcription. In addition, users can browse the catalog by common name, current location, number of illustrations, number of pages, origin, transcription, and type. As filters are applied, fewer are available to prevent users from conducting searches that would yield no results. A basic search of fish will yield one result here and take us to its location in the manuscript. Here we can see the illustration title, as well as any characters that are referenced and any objects in the scene. Further description and transcription can be found in the Annotations tab, and further searches can be conducted within the manuscript using this search feature here. Using the view options, you can look at a page's description, or see it in image view, book view, scroll view, or gallery view. Within the manuscript viewer as well, you can zoom the image, rotate the image, move the image, select and manually move the image, and adjust the image settings. You can toggle the side panel, and perhaps most interestingly, you can add additional view slots to the right, left, above, or below of the current viewer. Doing so allows you to select new items from the collection and view them side by side. As you can see, you can add as many slots as you want, and they can go in multiple dimensions. Given the purpose of this library is to view manuscripts simultaneously, something which would have been incredibly costly if entirely unfeasible in the real world, this library provides an incredibly useful tool to researchers, one that has honestly changed the landscape of digital manuscript studies. And so with that, that has been a presentation of the Roman de la Rose Digital Library. Thank you for listening.